Been on a lot of hunts all over the country and you know, all over Canada. Hadn't really been to Alaska a lot, and really wanted to get a brown bear and really wanted to get with my bow. And we went up with Clifford from Triple C Outfitters, and me and Connor went up bow hunting the first spring, and we put in our 15 days up there, didn't get one, and then I went back in the fall and put in 14 days of rain, and then went back in the next fall after that, and so now I'm in about 43 days in Alaska, probably my whole life, and Alaska's pretty much the last frontier. It's pretty cool.
You're going to be in this turn, either right here or right here, or you could be
on the split, huh?
Yeah, right at the turn right there, or you're going to be right down in here.
Here we go, baby. Triple C, here we come. You know, Alaska, you can go there in the spring and in the fall, and one of the things I don't like about Alaska is the mosquitoes, but you dress for it, you get used to it. But I mean, everything else about Alaska is unbelievable. I mean, you go in there, you fly in, you got 50-pound king salmon running up the river, you got 10-pound rainbows. I mean, I can't say enough about Alaska. It's just unbelievable. So we've got a pretty good bear track right here at camp. What do you think? My number 13 in that bear. That's his back. That's his front. It's pretty good. That'll work for us. Look at that. It's heavy, man. I've been walking back and forth right here. This is why we're here. South Central Alaska. We got a little downtime. You can't hunt for 24 hours when you fly, so we had to walk up, and we're in the fall. We walked up to the river and the little feeder creek, and I did a little fishing, and you know, I mean, you could catch them every cast. They're just there, you know. Pinks. The river was full of pinks and reds. New grave diggers that we're shooting. It's a new broadhead for me. I mean, really cool broadhead. It's a fixed mechanical. And that's really, really, you know, you got cut on contact. It's very thick blades. And these things open up like a can opener. I mean, that's going to create problems. It's going to create some havoc. And that's what we want. We want dead bear. Right. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear get you, but I want to make sure that we get the bear. We're going for Alaskan brown bears. Maybe if we see a big black bear, we shoot a black bear. We got a black bear tag, and we also got a moose tag. So one stop, super shop right there, grave digger. I brought a target in, and we flew a target in, and you know, I got to shoot and practice every day. So we would get back to camp, and you know, during the middle of the day, you shooting your bow, and you know, we shot our rifle a little bit. We shot everything we had, and you know, we're ready to go. This gun's got a hair trigger, so do not put your hand anywhere near the trigger. Your finger does not go on the trigger until you're ready to pull the trigger. Because all you have to do is go like this to the trigger, and it's gone. It's sayonara, goodbye. It's just like that, right?
All right.
Triple Beard, the first all-lead turkey load from the makers of Heavy Shot. Speedball technology reduces deformation on setback, keeping the pellets more uniform and reduces the pancake effect of lead. Magnum Blend technology, which is a mix of 5s, 6s, and 7s, lets you take gobblers at any range, whether it's up close and personal or you gotta reach out and touch one. It's available in 3 and 3.5 inch 12 gauge, as well as 3 inch 20 gauge. Check out the new Triple Beard at HeavyShot.com.
So as you can see, the diversity of Explorer cases, you know, they make a million different kinds. I mean, we use these for all of our camera gear. You got the single case, and this, you know, I'm a bow guy, so I mean, you got the bow case. You can go to Alaska on the bear hunt, put all your gear in here, and I mean, spotting scopes, rifle bullets, whatever you need to do. This case is huge. The one nice thing is you can pull your bow out, and when they come with this stuff, they come with a whole bunch of different stuff. But this, you just cut them right out, or you can leave them in. It doesn't really matter, and it just protects everything you got. They come from Explorer that way. This is why we use Explorer. It's the best stuff there is. Got my rangefinder, so ready to roll. Day number 1, bear hunt in Alaska. Get up early, stay up late. Let's roll. Like I said, we're on a nice feeder creek coming in, and a glacier river coming out of a glacier. Big mountains all around us, and it's a great spot. A really great spot. There'd been a lot of bears in there feeding pretty heavily. We were seeing big tracks.
Get yourself some of these vortex, you can spot some bears too.
Well, the first day we're out, we saw 2 bears, 4-year-old kick out, and probably the mother, maybe a 9-foot or 8.5-foot sow, and they were coming right up the river right to us. About 70 yards they winded us and moved off, but I mean it could have happened right there, but you know, they really weren't the right bears for us to shoot. Today was day 1. We got a really bad wind coming out of the west, and we went all the way. We got a clear creek coming out of the mountain here, out of a glacier. We got a glacier creek in front of us and a clear creek coming out, and it's full of reds and pink salmon and chum salmon. And the bears are feeding in that creek where it's coming out, meeting the river on the outside. So the wind's blowing right from our camp right to that river. So we have to cut out here about a half mile and then cut around. We're basically going around it. You know, that was the one thing, the first few days of that trip was crazy winds blowing out of the north and off the Bering Sea, and I don't know, it was you couldn't even hardly see. It was blowing this silt around, you know what I mean, and it was rough. So tonight we're going to go back around and see if we can get one of those bears a little closer, see what they were. The biggest bear of the 2 was a pretty good sized bear. We don't know if it was a male or female or what have you, but it was a nice mature bear. We'll see if we can't go slide an arrow with it. when this thing's flooding, you wouldn't be wanting to stand right here, I'll guarantee you that. That's when the earth's coming to an end up here. About a 4-year-old just came out of that canyon right there. This is a real pretty silver-tip bear. Small. 5:30 in the morning, day 3, headed out. Saw a 4.5-year-old, 4-year-old last night. Maybe we'll see something bigger. Seeing some small bears, waiting for a big one. I don't know, we have 4.5 days left. We've been looking at this bank for a week and a half, seems like. The bears were here. I saw them the first day, this third day. And I don't know, it's frustrating. We had a moose come through last night right over here, so we're gonna go try to chase him around, see what he was. We don't know what he was, it came in the dark. We may have to make a move today on bears, move somewhere else, move camp. We don't know. We'll let you know. You know, I mean, it's tough to walk 6-7 miles in waders. I mean, you're just, we're wearing you know, hippers or waders, and I believe the first day we went, you know, I mean, it's long, and then we're wading this river, and I mean, it's waist high. You know, you got to have the big waders, and you know, 7 miles in big waders. You know, we're walking up the river, so it's all uphill. It's not downhill. We having fun yet? If you stand here long enough, you will go out of sight. As you can see, look out where we're standing. What's this? We go up the Tau probably as far as we could go before we got canyoned out, and we couldn't make it any further. And I gotta say, we probably walked up there about 7-8 miles. A little bit of work in waders, you know. Earl's moving us. I mean, we're, you know, and they got other people hunting in other camps. There's nobody seeing bears. I mean, nobody had seen a. We were the only people that saw any bears. So we're getting down now. We're getting beat up. Morning, day 11. We were in some bear country last night that was really nice, so hopefully we can get her done. We only got a couple more days, and it's getting frustrating, but this is trip 3 for brown bear in Alaska. Hopefully we can get it done. Brandon, one of the other guides in camp, his guy had left, and he thought that this one other spot right below camp was a good spot. So we all we all went out there in the evening, and so we're sneaking around this next slough order this morning. What we find out here is a big bear highway, so hopefully we get in here, get tucked in tight. Right at dark, you'll come out. Check this out. There's a lot of bears going through here, and 2 of them are probably 9-footers. That's what we're looking for. So finally, after literally like probably 6 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, I don't know, 1 mile was into the next, of walking and crossing these rivers, and then we're up, you know, we're in full waders. We have to claw up this hill to get up on this bench. And I mean, we barely made it there, but you know, I mean, we left early, but we barely made it there before dark, where we wanted to get. He's rolling around in the water, and I think I just, you know, field planted him, and Earl and Brandon are like, put another one in, put another one in, put another one. So I get all excited, thinking, you know, well, what's going on? To get right on him, he gathers his feet and takes off right into the brush, and I just squeeze one off. We just walked about 8 miles. We probably, I don't know, wait here. Bigfoot brought me and Earl into his little secret spot that he's been holding out on us for about a little while here. It's a 20-minute walk for Bigfoot, but it took us 3.5 hours. First thing they showed up is a really nice brown bear, which is what we've been hunting. He walked right up the river. He put his head down, and I put it right in his hump. So I think we got 2 in him. We're not going to go down there tonight. We're going to come back tomorrow. Am I right, guys? And it's just too thick down there. It's just before dark here, and we're gonna get out of here, get back to camp, and get back here tomorrow and see if we can't find the bear. We shot the bear right here last night. He took off. Got another one in him. We're walking up the creek right now. I look my binoculars, put the vortex up. Look right up the river. He's laying right there on the side of the river. I'm pretty sure he's dead. We ran out, had a short run last night. Me and Earl have been coming out here for the last night, the night before and the morning before, and we went about a quarter of the distance, and Brandon, alias Bigfoot, got out here and said, hey, you know, there's a spot we need to get to. It's a little bit further, maybe 20 minutes further. So long story short, 3 hours later, we got here last night, and the bear came out. We had a moose in here, and you know, made a lifelong dream happen here for me. Thank you, Clifford Smith at Triple C. What a great hunt, finally. been a tough go. So Alaska's pretty awesome. I mean, you know, good place you can go. You can see otters, and, you know, we didn't see any wolves, but they're there. I mean, you're seeing tracks, you're seeing bears, you're seeing black bears. And, you know, I mean, you're looking up in the berries up on the side of the hills every morning, glassing, you know, 2 or 3 black bears just feeding up on that's just Alaska. I mean, it's pretty wild. You know, in comparison, over the 3 trips hunting trips that I've had in Alaska, this was a great trip. I mean, we got to do some flying, and I love to fly in those cubs. We got to get out there and a little bit further with the cub and into the spike camps. All the trips that I've had in Alaska have been great trips. The first one with my son was an awesome trip. This one in the fall was a great trip. It was nice to see bears the first day, but it's really tough when you go 12, 13 days without seeing stuff, and then there's just nothing out there. So it was a very tough hunt, but you know what? That's why they call it hunting. It's pretty awesome to be able to go up there into Alaska and actually put it down like that. It's good stuff.
They're trying to confirm if they have weapons or not.
Eagle 6, Saber 3.
Roger, we're observing area, negative contact.
Saber 3, Eagle 6.
Where, if you find out where they are, negative contact in the north and south end, because I'm looking on 735. All right, these guys definitely got weapons.
The wreckage of this life can build you or tear you down. What motivates you when there's no one else around? Get up, it's vital. Athlete survival. I scream.